Summary of Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes is a reflective and philosophical book that explores the meaning of human life from a perspective often described as under the sun, meaning life considered purely in earthly and temporal terms. Traditionally associated with Solomon, the book presents a careful investigation into whether anything in this world can provide lasting fulfillment or ultimate purpose. Its repeated refrain, "Vanity of vanities, all is vanity," expresses the idea that earthly things are fleeting, fragile, and unable to fully satisfy the deepest longings of the human heart. Throughout its 12 chapters, the book examines many of the common ways people seek meaning in life. Wisdom, pleasure, wealth, achievement, and labor are all tested as potential sources of lasting satisfaction. Yet each is found to be limited. Wisdom is valuable but cannot answer every question or prevent death. Pleasure brings temporary enjoyment but fades quickly. Wealth and accomplishment can grow, but they do not secure lasting peace or control over the future. In every case, human effort falls short of producing ultimate meaning, leading to the repeated conclusion that such pursuits are like grasping for the wind. Another major theme is the reality of life's uncertainty and injustice. The book observes that both the righteous and the wicked experience similar outcomes, including suffering and death. Events in life do not always follow patterns of fairness or predictability, and human beings cannot fully control or understand what happens to them. At the same time, the book affirms that there is a time and purpose for everything, indicating that life is not random but governed by a higher order that lies beyond human comprehension. Closely connected to this is the emphasis on human limitation. People are unable to fully grasp the works of God or the meaning of all events. Even wisdom has boundaries, and endless searching does not lead to complete answers. Alongside this limitation, however, there is a consistent reminder that God remains sovereign over all things. Life unfolds within times and seasons that are ultimately determined by Him, even when His purposes are not immediately clear. Despite its sobering reflections, the book also affirms the goodness of simple daily life. Eating, drinking, working, and enjoying one's labor are presented as gifts to be received with gratitude. These ordinary experiences are not meaningless, rather, they become meaningful when recognized as coming from God. The issue is not enjoyment itself, but treating such things as ultimate sources of fulfillment. The conclusion of the book brings its message into sharp focus. After exploring the limits of human experience and understanding, it calls for a life centered on reverence for God and obedience to His commandments. This is presented as the essential duty and purpose of humanity. In addition, the book emphasizes that every action will ultimately be brought into judgment, giving moral and eternal significance to human life. Ecclesiastes highlights the emptiness of life when it is lived apart from eternal reality. It reflects the condition of a world marked by brokenness, limitation, and mortality. At the same time, it points beyond itself by acknowledging humanity's deep longing for eternity and meaning that cannot be satisfied by earthly things alone. This longing is understood as being fulfilled ultimately in a restored relationship with God, and in the New Testament understanding, through Jesus Christ, who brings lasting wisdom, righteousness, and eternal life. In summary, Ecclesiastes teaches that all earthly pursuits are temporary and ultimately insufficient as final sources of meaning. It calls readers to recognize human limitation, accept the realities of life's uncertainty, and respond with reverence toward God. True and lasting purpose is found not in what is temporary and visible, but in living in right relationship with God, who alone gives life its ultimate meaning and direction.